Look, as we mentioned before the break, lawyers for Aussie breakdancer Raygun have made a costly demand against a comedy club.
OK, for more, we're joined by entertainment editor Peter Ford. Pete, this is about the stage show. Is this the same as the musical, or is this a different stage show?
Well, it's that stage show.
Yeah.
And, I mean, people are calling it a musical and a stage show. You know, it's not like it's Phantom of the Opera. It was a very small-scale comedy piece. But nonetheless, it didn't get to open because they got sent a scary letter from Raygun's legal people and they decided not to open the show, even though 70 tickets had been sold. So now what has happened, not content with just having the show not open, they actually now want $10,000 from that venue for legal costs, which is an exorbitant amount. I can tell you just recently I had a big Hollywood star coming after me for something I'd said, and in the end we settled for $4,000. And there were a lot of letters back and forth. So $10,000 I think is exorbitant. So, you know, we were told just last week, Raygun said closing this show down was not about the money. She literally said that. Have a look.
This has also never been about the money. I have been contacted to go on just about every reality TV show out there, and I've declined big money because I'm not about that.
So she's not about that, but the legal people want $10,000, which the venue says we can't afford to pay that, nor should they pay that money either. You don't need someone's permission to write a musical about them or even a book about them. Shane Warne is a great example of that. He didn't want that musical written, but there was literally nothing he could do. Now, the only thing I would say here is that it may be, if Raygun's got this legal firm working on a pro bono basis, she may not know about this letter of demand. That may be something they're sending out themselves to try and recoup their costs. So give her the benefit of the doubt there. I mean, you've had her in there. She's a perfectly charming and reasonable person. So I think this is just bad PR and being badly handled by people around her. But big breaking news, this has just happened in the last 20 minutes. Stephanie Broadbridge, who's the person behind this Raygun musical, has announced that she is reopening next year in Adelaide, Sydney and Melbourne. She's changing the name of the show now to Breaking the Musical, and it's a completely legal, this is the name of the title, the completely legal parody musical. So, the show is coming back in a brand new form, whether Raygun likes it or not.
Yeah, Kylie's trying to stop me doing Kylie the musical, but I'm going to do it on cruise ships, so it's in international waters. So she can't technically stop me.
I can't reach him.
He can't get me.
Take you to The Hague.
Yeah, there you go. Alec Baldwin, meantime, has made a bold statement in regards to the Rust movie tragedy.
Yeah, this never-ending saga of the Rust story and the tragedy on the set. And Alec is, in the space of a podcast, he's talked about the fact he believes the real story has never been told, which is quite a fascinating thing to say, given this story has been so dissected, analysed. He himself has given various interviews. All the major players around have been giving interviews about what happened, yet he's still suggesting there is a deep, dark secret that is yet to be revealed and reported. So, you know, obviously you'd like some follow-up on that because you'd think he himself would be keen to get that real story out there. But at this point, we don't know what he means.
OK. Elton John, meantime, is keeping himself busy.
Yeah, well, this is a really interesting story. So he's got together with Brandi Carlile for a new single. It's on the back of the new doco that they've made called Never Too Late, about his life. And I've told you, and you've laughed at me, about the power of writing letters, how I write to the Pope, and I wrote to the late Queen for 20 years, and I often give advice to them as well. And they write back. And writing letters is a very, very powerful thing. As you see here, where Brandi Carlile admits that when she was largely unknown, she wrote to Elton and said, "Would you like to work with me?" And the rest, as they say, is history. So learn a lesson, everyone. Write letters. It's very powerful.
Pete, we just need to put the brakes on the segment for a moment and revisit something you said a moment ago. When you wrote a letter to the Pope with some suggestions, what exactly were those suggestions? If you don't mind, They
might be of a deeply personal matter, are
It's deeply personal,
Yes.
but these are private correspondence. That's the whole nature of it, Larry, and I wouldn't do that. But I mean, I don't sit there dictating what they should be doing at the Vatican, but I often do make suggestions to the people I write to, and I write to a lot of very powerful people around the world.
Just like you make suggestions on this show all the time, Larry.
For deaf ears. Every day.
The Pope listens to him, but we don't. Is that what
Good
you're
on
saying?
you, Pete. All right.
Mariah Carey has has had a fan make an interesting request at her concert.
Was
What's
this you,
that?
Pete?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, when you've got Rihanna in the audience and you're doing your last Christmas show in Brooklyn and you spot Rihanna there, I guess you'd have to know each other pretty well to get away with this. But it worked perfectly well, and Rihanna clearly is very happy. Let the pictures tell its story. Have a look at this.
I need a signature. Who got the Sharpie? Simon said, because my man made me come get it.
That's me.
So I need to make it work. What do you want me to write? Mariah. Okay. Whatever you want. Is that a wow, this is iconic. Mariah Carey is signing my tit, y'all.
Yes, always seek permission before going ahead and doing something like that.
Yeah,
though.
found that out the hard way.
Yeah, I told you, Larry. You wouldn't listen to me.
You should send that video to your mate, the Pope, see what he says about that. Good on you, mate. We'll talk to you
Thank
again
you.
shortly. Thank
Bye.
you.